We've got some clips of liberal streamer Destiny as well as Cenk Uygur on Piers Morgan debating Trump, Kamala, the Supreme Court, and all things political. So let's look at a few of these clips just to kind of analyze the differences in the two ideologies.
Roe v. Wade was overturned. The idea that this court cares about legislating from the bench when they've granted the president criminal immunity, which is something that is completely unfounded in any part historically of our legislative tradition, of our judicial tradition, or in the Constitution. The idea that the president might signal that he's okay with abortion pills sent through the mail doesn't matter if a state now has the ability to heavily restrict or outright ban abortion. And this idea that Republicans don't want to ban abortion, that's
the people
I don't
have
even
the
know
right
who
to
you're
vote.
talking to right now. That's great. But what
I'm
Cenk said was
talking to you.
absolutely correct. What Cenk said was correct. If you go and look at the restrictive abortion laws that exist throughout the country right now, they are far more restrictive in Republican states. And some of them, you might be pregnant, you're not even going to know. And by the time you realize you're pregnant, it's already banned for you to get an abortion.
And this is exactly correct. A total of 18 states either have a complete ban or a ban at 6 weeks on abortion. Most people don't even know they're pregnant till 5 or 6 weeks. Scheduling an abortion in a week isn't practical. If you find out at 6 weeks, you don't even have the time. So you're pretty much a total ban in 18 states. And in a lot of these states anyway, where even if, like, let's say you were to find out at 5 weeks or even 4 weeks, right? You have to see like a therapist or schedule with a doctor first, and they have to confirm. And it's all these steps that boils down to pretty much make it impossible for you to get this procedure. As we've covered a multitude of times on the channel by now, the states with the stricter laws have seen a drastic increase in maternal mortality. So it's the devaluing of females' lives. To say that Trump isn't against abortion because, well, in some states you can get one, Democratic states, by the way, not the party that Trump represents. It's like saying that America wasn't for slavery because in some states you could be free. It's disingenuous at best, really stupid at worst, especially when Donald Trump is directly at blame for his direct selection and what now where a woman's zip code determines her rights. And these states are further now trying to shore up laws that prevent these women from traveling to other states to get this needed procedure, even if their life is at stake.
I think the Supreme Court is one of the most corrupt institutions in America. I wrote a whole book about it called Justice is Coming, and how they actually wound up perverting both the Republican and the Democratic parties because they allowed infinite money in politics. And it was a scheme to allow corporations to basically buy our government. And that's what they've executed. So I loathe what the Supreme Court has done. They've institutionalized corruption. Having said that, there are some solutions that make sense and some that don't. So I don't believe in packing the courts. I think that that was a very bad idea by Pete Buttigieg. I think term limits is interesting, and I think that maybe the right wing might agree to it if we had more liberals on the court. Now that they have more conservatives, of course, they won't be principled and will never agree to it. Ethics code should be basic. We should all agree to that. They're taking these fabulous vacations and getting basically millions of dollars in value from incredibly rich people who run corporations, and then they rule in favor of those corporations.
Cenk is spot on here. A 5-4 majority conservative court in Citizens United versus the FEC ruled that corporations can spend unlimited money on elections, clearly tilting the political power in this world to the wealthy, as grassroots are never going to match up to corporate money. And since these justices, in Thomas's case with Harlan Crow and Alito's case, Brady Singer, are taking hundreds of thousands, if not millions, if we're talking about Clarence Thomas, lavish gifts, lavish vacations from these billionaires, and then always consistently ruling in their favor of the cases that come before them. Thomas, in 3 instances with Harlan Crow entities, different ones, and Alito has once with Brady Singer. They've never ruled against these people, which is just about as corrupt as you can get. And they've taken tons of money from pro-life groups for years now before then going and overturning Roe v. Wade. So the court itself allows itself to be corrupted with big money, and then in turn allowed Congress to be corrupted as well. And I think that term limits for the Supreme Court is something that any real American who can look outside of their partisan hackery should support. Why should a president have the unmitigated, unheralded power to affect our highest court for pretty much our entire lifetime? But conservatives, again, as Cenk said, will never rule in favor of this as long as they have the majority, because they would rather just keep that for as long as possible.
There's a process for when a president commits a crime, and that process is outlined in Article 1. It's
I'm sorry,
to impeach
what is
him.
that process?
Look,
Wait, hold on. No. Impeachment has nothing to do with criminal liability.
So when a criminal, so when a president,
with all due respect, you have no idea what the structure of our government is. I'm so sorry. Okay, impeachment is a political process that you use to unseat somebody, and once they're unseated, you can prevent them from holding future office. If you listen to Benjamin Franklin, for instance, talk about impeachment, impeachment was created so that you didn't have to either assassinate or fabricate criminal charges to remove somebody from office. Impeachment has nothing to do with criminal liability. The maximum conviction sentence you can get for being impeached is just being removed from office and prevented from taking seat in future office. That's it.
No, it's not.
This is a horrendously stupid take by whoever this lady is. Impeachment is solely part of our checks and balances in our government. Destiny was spot on. It's a remedial procedure meant to remove from office and in most instances also prevent from holding future office. Benjamin Franklin wrote when drafting the process that assassination had long been what was used to remove those people in power from office or from leading, if it's like a king or something like that, and a congressional procedure would be preferred in a democracy. The fact that impeachment isn't criminal is why an impeached person may be subject to criminal proceedings after the fact. Impeachment never leads to any charges, never leads to any jail time or anything outside of the removal of office. But with criminal immunity, a president, even if impeached for, say, murdering his entire cabinet, then couldn't be held criminally liable for murder and would be walking free on the streets after being impeached. You can kind of see the difference there, I'm sure. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together.